you get a lot of people that think they know something's going to work on Facebook, but in actuality, it doesn't. Welcome back to The Digital Hunter. My name's Jay Hunt with Merge Media, and today we're doing another Facebook Geek Out session. So if you have interest in Facebook, I suggest you keep watching. If not, just scroll on by. So today what we're talking about are Facebook dynamic ads. Now, we started rolling these out for a lot of our clients earlier this year. Dynamic ads are, I guess in a nutshell, they're the best way to test multiple things, well, whether it be creative, whether it be copy, or whether it be headline or description, all that stuff. But it's allowing Facebook the opportunity to get all of those different assets and copy and headlines and try to find the winning combination of those and present it to the right individual in an effort to get that lowest cost per click or cost per action. So I'm going to run over with you on how exactly to set that up, where to find it, and how easy it can actually be to set up a Facebook dynamic ad. Now, I'm going to preface this with there is a certain level of work that needs to go into the campaign prior to actually creating it. I've been a victim of this before when I've tried to create ads or create campaigns on the fly, and it's just like I'm coming up at the top of my head with all this different types of creative and copy, and it's just kind of a big mess. So, fortunately, I have a great team that works with me here in ensuring that I can be as organized as possible. So I'm going to share with you the formula that we've created on a spreadsheet, on a Google Sheet, and kind of run that over with you guys. So let me just share my screen with you here. Share. Okay. So this is an example of it. We have a pre-test sheet here, and on this pre-test, we're running over the campaign info, which basically just breaks down the campaign in a nutshell. So you can see the target location that we're after is Canada, the monthly budget, $1,500 a month, demographics that we're after, as well as kind of a strategy. We want to set a big cap in place of $75. We don't want to pay more than $75 a lead. Campaign type, blah, 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 blah. This is just basically to set me up for the campaign. Now, when I start to roll out and create my campaign, I'm going to these other sheets. So now I have the links to all the creatives. These are all files that are on my computer, but I can easily access those files by looking at this sheet. Then I have the various copies. There's a short-tailed copy we're going to test against a long-tailed copy, and a hybrid, which is kind of a mixture of the two. Then we have 3 different headlines we're going to test, okay? They can be similar, they can be very different. Doesn't really matter. You're going to be testing these against each other, and Facebook's going to find the perfect person to get that headline in front of and to match it up with the creative and copy of that ad. And then we're going to test 2 different calls to action, get quote versus learn more, okay? Now going over to the actual campaign here, you're going to see, here we have it set up there. So if you're wondering where to find the option to turn on that dynamic creative, you're going to find it in the ad set level, and you're just going to boom, click on that dynamic creative, and then it's going to set you up on the ad level to start building out that campaign. So I'll just run you through it here. So here you can only see there's just one ad going, but this is actually the dynamic. You can see here we're running, basically it gives you the opportunity to select multiple images at once. So on that previous sheet, I showed you all the actual image files that I'm going to be pulling into this campaign. And I'm going to be testing 5 different images, very different. It doesn't really matter. You don't need to be a perfectionist here. You're essentially just trying to have Facebook figure out which image works the best or which video works the best. And in this case here, we're trying a short video under a minute, as well as a shorter video under 15 seconds, so we can make sure we're getting our ad on Instagram swipe up or Instagram feed, okay? Instagram feed's under a minute, Instagram swipe up is under 15 seconds. Okay, and then we're going to optimize the creative for each person. What that means is vary your ad creative based on each person's likelihood to respond. Facebook's a lot smarter than I am. I'm going to let them decide on who they want to get that ad in front of. And here you get to put your primary text. You can add other options as well. You have the option to add up to 5 different texts to test. And then you have your headline. And here you just test out a few headlines as well. That's this portion of your ad right underneath the image or video. And then you can add in description if you want. Description is usually found right underneath your headline. Again, it's optional. It's not always going to see it on every ad placement. but the option's there for you if you want to use it. And then you have your 2 different call to actions. But you can see how easy it actually is to set up your dynamic creative and give Facebook the opportunity to test multiple variations. Now, you might want to test out a few things in advance so you're not just wasting your money on Facebook doing the dynamic creative part. Most of these ads and images I have tested and they have gotten results for us in the past, but that's something you might just want to do. And essentially what we're going to do after we get the results from this campaign here is I'm going to go back into it and find out what headline worked the best versus which creative versus which copy. And then from there, what we're going to do is we're going to basically create a new campaign with the best performing headlines and creatives and copy and create a brand new campaign of all of the winners, which should generate us the best results. So it's funny because you get a lot of people that think they know something's going to work on Facebook, but in actuality, it doesn't. And rather than saying, well, must be Facebook not working, it's actually probably your creative, right? So this way we're going to figure out what does work well with Facebook, and then we can double down on those activities that work best. Okay? Again, thanks for watching this week to the Digital Hunter. We look forward to seeing you next week. Peace.